Hello, everyone. Today we are talking about employee engagement. This is our team members, and we are in Team Purple. Now, let us begin. The focal concept of this presentation is employee engagement. Engaged employees can achieve better performance because they are more likely to commit themselves to their job. Employees are core resource of an organization to produce and deliver products or services to customers. So, their high commitment means a lot of organizations. To compete effectively in the marketplace, organizations are expected to build a competitive advantage. Organizations with a high level of employee engagement can capture a competitive advantage. This can be true for organizations in the industry by knowledge intercept including such technology. The implication about the now of employee engagement is to find ways to improve employee engagement. To unpack employee engagement, there are 5 dimensions that can be to use measure employee engagement. Employee satisfaction measures the positive relation employees have to their overall job. When employees are more satisfied, they are more likely to offer flexible working time and provide support to employees. Employee identification measures the immature states in which employees identify as part of the organization. This dimension implies that employees can better link their individual performance with the success of the organization. About employee commitment, committed employees are less likely to leave their job and are willing to do their job. As for employee loyalty, when employees are loyal, they are willing to do more than expected. As for the last dimension, employee performance can have an overall impact on organizational performance.
First of all, I talk about the work cases I have experienced, hoping to help you better understand the topic. In a company I have worked for, the company has maintained a positive work culture in which employees are well engaged. For what I have observed, the following practice of the company play an important role in the high level engagement of my colleagues. The company is willing to share goals and values with employees and tell employees exactly what the company is expected of them and how to achieve them. My work experience proves that a group of highly engaged employees can create a harmonious and win-win work atmosphere. Next, one major example of employee engagement at the workplace is that employees are willing to stick to their post and stay in company. For example, many companies attach great importance to the establishment of a loyalty culture, especially small and medium-sized companies. They prefer to use to measure employees. Companies need to find a way to improve employee retention. In my opinion, what keeps them as a company and contributing to the company may step from their engagement. Highly engaged employees are more willing to stay in the original organization. They have a strong sense of belonging to the organization, and they are willing to work in a stable environment, take a firm stand on the problem faced by the organization, actively safeguard the interests of the organization, and do their best to serve and contribute to the organization. At last, in reality, human resource managers in many companies don't pay attention to employee engagement. They unilaterally believe that insertion employee engagement is a problem of employees, not a problem caused by human resource management. For example, if the company doesn't provide employees with psychological expected compensation or give them unfair performance evaluations, employees will feel disrespected and disappointed. In this case, they won't be fully committed to the business. They won't no longer focus on the results they have created for the company and lose the engagement. This is a vicious cycle process. More and more highly engaged employees will resign or slack off. This is less than worthy of our reflection.
I will talking about some more examples. One major example of employee engagement at the workplace is communication and cooperation. Engaged employees communicate effectively with their superiors, fellow workers, customers, and other stakeholders surrounding the business environment. For instance, employees are the face of organization and the sources of knowledge and innovation. Building a strong relationship between co-workers is attained if good communication is attained at the workplace. According to the Cooper and Meacham 2012, communication activities facilitate the creation of openness and trust in the firm. Current organizations can communicate through the communication forms to offer regular feedback to each person, including conference, in-house magazines, online communications, team meetings, blogs, and the discussion board from the company. Another example of engagement is higher performance, creating a authentic working environment results in higher performance by the employee and the organization. Organization and the organization at large. According to the Vance 2006, an engaged employer offered a Vita competitive advantage in the workplace through lower employer turnover and increased productivity. Inspiring employers to perform to their best is significant to engagement, which advocates for adopting a personalized approach. Corporate leaders may anticipate increased performance, generate work quality, and engagement by the recognizing workers' contribution and accomplishment, mentoring and coaching them, and offering them autonomy.
Employees' engagement boosts the employees' motivation and help them to perform better. In absence of a balanced approach, if the employees are barely engaged and disengaged, it will affect their performance hugely. They will be indifferent toward the workplace and may leave the company. It means the employee turnover risks will be greater. A balanced approach will help to motivate the employee, boost their productivity, and employees will be satisfied. Excessive employee engagement can be result in burnout, and therefore a balanced approach should be opted by HR managers in the workplace. It overlooks the different personality of employees, as it may not be very effective for introverted employees, and it should not be for embracing the status quo. Therefore, the key lesson of this topic is that employee engagement should be balanced and according to the individual needs of the employees. Next page, please. Demand driver of balanced employee engagement is inspirational leadership. In presence of inspirational leadership, HR will be encouraged to implement employee engagement activities, and it will boost the employees' performance by motivating them positively, which will affect the organizational culture too. The employee engagement activities will be driven by clear communication, and it will depend on the mindful hiring of the employees too, as involved employees are the key entity to the successful implementation of employee engagement activities. Mindful hiring will enhance the effectiveness of these activities. First, all these reasons point out the fact that employee engagement should be reflected in workplaces. Next will be Shanshu.
Hi guys. Based on the selected Article 4 negative consequences drawn from companies with higher employee engagement have been summarized. According to reviews on related studies, I propose that those lessons have been reflected in workplace realities. Firstly, in terms of negative impacts on breaking status quo, it has been found that developing competition in workplace requires employees to be motivated and stimulated by specific purpose rather than employee engagement. In the ever-changing era, maintaining active sense to external change is essential, which depends on employees' acute sense. It has been found organizations with healthy competition environment is conducive to maintaining employees' acute sense. Secondly, as for the lesson that higher employee engagement tends to push employees into burnout, organizational culture promoting work-life balance exerts positive impacts on employee retention from longer term. Career development is perceived as a marathon, and employees who can achieve better work-life balance can go further in their career development. For instance, many successful companies value the concept of work-life balance, including Apple and Google. Thirdly, as for higher employee engagement exerts negative impacts on giving an unfair edge to certain personality types. It can be proved by the significance of diversity, accompanied with the rapid development of information technology. Business model keeps upgrading. Against the background, the concept of diversity dividend becomes essential, which indicates that innovation and creativity can be drawn from various employees with different backgrounds and characteristics. In other words, organizational diversity is essential for companies' innovation capability, which depends on the diversified employee composition. For instance, many well-known companies are dedicated to enriching employee composition by hiring more female employees and minority people, which includes Tesla and Amazon. Fourthly, in terms of higher employee engagement, undermines the benefits of negative thinking. During the process of drafting corporate strategies, both negative thinking and positive thinking are equally important from the perspective of risk management. The role of risk management requires companies to take comprehensive look towards risks, which indicates the necessity of thinking potential worst circumstance. Hence, negative thinking can make contributions in the respect.
Now let me talk about what we should do to increase employee engagement. The main drivers of work engagement are job resources. A well-designed job resources can increase well-being and produce positive organizational outcomes. It fulfills basic psychological needs, such as the needs for autonomy, relativeness, and competency. Employees' engagement can be increased through job costing interventions and the Gallup survey. Firstly, job costing. Job costing is costing job resources to increase structural and social resources. To apply it in a company, HR should give employees the opportunity to ensure that they can change their job design by selecting tasks, negotiating different work content, and assigning tasks or meaning to their work. Secondly, interventions. There are two types of interventions, which are organizational level intervention and individual level intervention. Organizational intervention includes job redesign and to develop training programs for the employees. HR should reduce demands of the employees, such as role ambiguity, job insecurity, and conflict, which means HR should try to meet their demands and needs in the workplace to engage them. Increase challenge demands, such as work pressure and complex tasks, as many daily tasks are boring. moderate pressure, and making the job more difficult can be effective in cheering them up. Increasing job resources like social support and provide them the performance feedback through redesigning the work environment. In addition, HR should provide training which helps them to enhance personal resources, such as resilience and self-efficacy. Individual-level intervention assists the company to figure out the specific individual needs and problems employees may have. HR should identify and tell the employees their key job demands and resources. Provide the job crafting training so the employees can learn how to actively change their own work environment and provide advantage utilization training to let them learn how to set personal goals and make use of their strengths at work. Thirdly, Gallup survey. Please refer to the picture on the right for the 12 questions in the survey. There are 12 questions in the survey. HR can use the survey to make sure employee engagement and find out the needs of the employees, so the manager know which needs they should work harder to meet to engage the employees in a better way. This is our reference. Thank you. Any question?